Hello everybody, welcome back to my Country Sparkles channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about our cattle panel hoop greenhouse. So let me show you kind of how we did this. I was going to film it before we put the plastic on, but we finally didn't have a windy day, which is good for filming and also good for putting plastic on. So we got the plastic on, which is great because it's done, but I just want to give you a quick kind of overview about how we built it. So if you wanted to build something like this, you could. It's a pretty good option for just it's a good sized greenhouse for like any backyard. If you're tall, you won't be in here. I'm 5'7" and like it's about 5 inches above my head. So if you're 6 feet or taller, you'll be hunching a little bit. This is gonna be so nice for extra greenhouse room for our greenhouse plant cells and also for planting in and maybe having some plants in here during the winter time. I would love to be able to grow a couple winter things, I think, but it's also spring. By the time we hit winter, sometimes I'm really tired of planting. So I might not want to do that. But anyways, let me show you what our greenhouse looks like. Okay, so here is a long look of it. It is 32 feet long and 6 feet wide. So for starters, what we did is we leveled out the ground. We dug around the whole border to make it level. Then we put our base down there. Those are treated 6x2 pieces of wood, and they go all the way down. And then we secured them to the ground with pieces of rebar. And then there's this plumber's tape, which is that metal tape strips that you screw in. So that's plumber's tape. And then we have our cattle panels that go up and around. The cattle panels are 16 feet long and they're 4 feet tall. And so we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like it took 8 of them to make this. And we taped over kind of these corners with electrical tape. Oh, no, just kidding. So we wired them together so they didn't move. And then we taped over those wires with electrical tape so they didn't rub through the plastic. The doors here, we just measured out rectangular doors. There we go, shed it for you. So just had a rectangle and we put some support pieces along the sides and on the top. And then we have a base support piece underneath. And we're probably gonna build up the dirt on both sides of this so that way wheelbarrows can come in and out of here. Then around the outer edge here, this is, I have no idea what it's called, like electrical pipe or something like that. So it's this black flexi pipe stuff that has a slit in it, and then we put it around the outside of the cattle panels because each one of these connections here at the edge, it's cut off, and so that's a sharp point where the plastic can rub on, and we didn't want it to rub and make holes, so we put that on there. And it's like rated for like hot things, and it's not weather resistant because it has a cut in it, but we think it'll do really good even inside a hot greenhouse. Let me show you what it looks like from the outside. Okay, so outside, and then on the outside here we used wiggle wire and the tracks to secure the plastic onto it. So first we had to install these tracks, and we just screwed them in with some screws. It came with some screws that were shorter, and they pulled out pretty easily after a season. And so we put some longer screws in there, which we think will hold better. And then all you do is you take this wire here and you put it in a corner and you wiggle it back and forth, and it secures the plastic in there. And so it took me and my husband to do it, and we pulled one side, and then the other person put the wiggle wire in, and we put it along almost all the wood pieces, because the less that the plastic blows in the wind, and less friction there is, and less holes it will get into it. So we really wanted to get it on there nice and flat and even and as tight as we could. We have the wiggle wire tracks and wire down there at the bottom, all along the outside, on both sides. And that is our greenhouse. We are really excited about this. The boys have even been planning what they want to plant in here and de-weeding it. It's a super fun project and wasn't too hard to put together. You have to have the right weather to put the plastic on, but besides that, everything else, as long as you have the time, will flow really well, and you just throw it all together. There you have it. Thanks for joining me in this video today. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe down below so that way you can see all the many things that we do on our homestead and all of our adventures. Thanks, you guys. Bye.